Hey everybody, this is Merrick Ishtar coming at you not live again with another odd, I should say, toy vid. Well, today I'm looking at something I recently acquired again, which is a MLP Friendship is Magic Guardians of Harmony set. I it's sort of like a battle pack from Star Wars, to be completely fair. I picked it up off of Mercari for like $24, if I'm not mistaken. And oh boy, I have a whole adventure as to what happened here. Okay, so straight up, I was going to show off the box originally, but after sort of confiding in a friend, we both kind of came to the realization, yeah, that box is moldy. So I don't know what happened. I already like rated the seller and all that, and maybe something happened in like transportation. So I rated the seller before I even opened the box, and I pulled it out, and there was just a lot of like puffy white mold. There was no smell and a whole bunch of shit that I had to clean these things off. It was a whole like strange case. But honestly, completely like fair here. This whole entire scenario with these figures in general is very strange, and I have some sort of like case to talk about this. I take this as more of a than a net positive or net negative video. I wanted to talk about this because it's just so fucking weird. Okay, so where do I begin with this whole thing here? I could start with the Changeling, or I could start with Twilight and her fucking battle armor regalia shit. But oh man, maybe I should work up from. Maybe I should work up for like the cheapest. Maybe I should work up from that. So I should say too, the Guardians of Harmony line was something that Hasbro specifically made towards like boys too. They were more like an action figure based type of thing, but they were very cheap in some places, others not so much. It's straight, they tried to capitalize on the whole brony thing at one point, and it, for better or worse, this is what we got, and it's very hit or miss. So you will notice that some of the paint is a little bit scuffed, specifically on the back. That's from trying to clean to make sure that there were no like mold growths on this thing, like for good. But I'll start with the Changeling, because why the heck not? So the Changeling here, overall, I'd argue looks pretty good. I can't really complain about like other such oddities and whatnot, considering there's only so many of these types of like, there's only so much that you can get with like some stuff like this. And now you sort of see I'm like trying to hide what this thing looks like a little bit from like certain angles. I'll save that big reveal for later. But as you can sort of see, it's articulated as much as it possibly could be. The legs are only move like that, and they also have swivels. It's a sort of, it's like a, it's sort of a ball joint, but not really. And there's no articulation in the shins, which I only presume is because of like, the knees, I should say, only because of the holes that make up these guys' legs and whatnot. I think that the standard is that every single one of these figures, these back legs are not articulated at all, which is kind of weird, but also, you can move his tail about and his little wings, which are kind of cool. And I like the transparency and the color of the wings, I should say. As you can see there, the paint is definitely a little scuffed, but that's because of me. That was because I just wanted to make sure that there was no fucking mold growing on this thing. I said, alright, I hate cleaning shit with alcohol, but I had to use a little bit of alcohol just to make sure that this thing would not fucking like grow mold back. If anybody has any other, my friend recommended like a dip in vinegar to do that, but if anybody has any other like recommendations for that, in case this happens again, and so that I don't damage the paint, that would be great. I do have to add too is, my friend also recommended another bit that I'll get into, so maybe I can use that fix to help this out a little bit too. But I really do gotta say, for a Changeling, this is pretty nice looking for the most part. Like, paint's a little weird in places, like on the teeth there, it's a little like odd. And for what is supposed to be a threatening creature, the expression is kind of like bland. I do gotta say though, from the side he looks pretty good, and from like this angle, sort of like weird, sort of like side-ish like that, he looks pretty good. But this is what I wanted to wait to reveal. From the front though, yeah, he looks really fucking dopey. It's the puffy cheeks. I think they only had like one head that they based all this off of, so, you know, rather than do something, you know, more grimacing facing, you just get this. And the limited articulation doesn't really help him, like, sort of, like, look threatening and like, That's, like, the best you can do. He can't bite, he can't, like, change unless, you know, you want to, like, use your imagination to be like, oh, hey, oh. Yeah, that's a thing, too, the wings can pop out. I don't know why. I know that bugs do lose their wings, but, like, I don't know. That's a weird sort of net thing, and I've seen some people sell them without the wings, so if you want to, like, once again, you want to, like, imagination yourself, it's like, okay, so, oh no, the Changeling transformed into Jar Jar Binks, he's gonna get Twilight now, nah, whatever. Either way, obviously, you can't really, you know, transform a toy, it's not a transformer, it's just a little Changeling. I like it. For what it is, I like it. It's cool. It's just a little odd and dopey looking. Maybe you could say that this was Thorax pre, you know, Reformation and whatnot. It's just like you really want me to fight... Oh, come on, focus on him. You really want me to fight her? Come on now. That ain't gonna happen. So moving on, I feel like, you know, he's the weakest link of this whole thing. But this Twilight Sparkle here has got some very strange qualities as well. So, first things first, this is Twilight, a very pissed off Twilight Sparkle. I don't think, well, we've seen her this pissed off before, but at a fucking Changeling. I know it was like the sacking of Canterlot or whatever, and there's like, you know, it was her brother's wedding and these fucks ruined it and whatnot, but she's looking like she's facing down Chrysalis, and it's only a singular Changeling. Not only that, too, she's armed to the fucking teeth. She's got a spear, this harness thing that looks like wings, which is kind of odd considering that this is season 3. I forgot when she got her wings. She's got her wings already. She's an alicorn. She's got, like, these regalia, hoof cover things, and, like, that's just very pissed off face and whatnot. You can already see that there's a problem here. Her teeth aren't painted. I don't know if this is because of the mold, or if this is just, like, you know, the paint rotted off or whatever. Or it was just a factory error. Somebody please confirm. I've never really seen these things before until I bought this whole thing. I don't know why that. I don't know how they missed that. My friend recommended I get a gel pen to, like, you know, make her teeth look better, and then I could do the probably same with, like, a blue gel pen for the Changeling. And you can also see there, like, her eyes are a little scratched. Again, I don't know if that's due to mold, or if that's, I don't know if that's due to mold, or if that's just like that from the factory, because these are old, like, now. This came out in, like, 2000 something. Whenever, like, near the end of, like, MLP was coming around and whatnot, or the middle seasons. So, you can see you got a spear that she can clip onto, like, these little nubs here. I'll get into those in a second. I wish I had a funny idea with these that I could never get to do, but I'll explain in a moment. So, these nubs, you can attach the spear to there. Oh, okay. Another point of contention. And this one, another thing, this weird shield thing that reminded me of a Cyber Planet key from Transformers Cybertron, except it's done in very cheap goldish plastic that I don't think it's gonna, like, snap like a GPS thing from Transformers would, or it just feels like crap in comparison. This looks like something you'd get at, like, in a dollar store toy, and instead of, like, molding this and painting it, it's a fucking sticker. I know that Hasbro has done stickers in the past, but this is just so odd. What is this cutie mark? What is this symbol on here? I don't even know. So yeah, you clip it on like that, and it goes like that. I think it's supposed to be a shield. So the thing is, though, also, I'll talk about Twilight's articulation in a second. I'm going to take off. I want to talk about the whole apparatus first. So it's attached to this weird apparatus thing that I think the play pattern is, like Transformer style. You flip these over, whoops, like so, right? You flip them over like that. This, you flip these down like, now she's on the attack, I guess, right? And then I'll turn this over, reattach the spear. Sorry for the odd angle. It's hard to like work with the camera and without the camera in front of me and whatnot. Whatever, this fucking little cheap thing falls out. You get it. You put it like that, and then now the spear's like that, right? So the play pattern would be you grab these little like thingy bobs right in the back here, and then you just go in and, you assault, you man trap or pony trap this changeling like so. Oh, okay, so it kind of works better when you grab it like that, and you could jostle it around. Oh no, he's loose. Fuck. I tried getting him around the neck before, and I was trying to see like how you could do this by lifting him up, and nah, it's not too good. But it's kind of cheap, it's kind of weird, and it just has like the representation of the element of magic on it. Now, you'd think that something like this, I'm just gonna throw the spear aside too. You'd think that like a weird apparatus like this, yeah, wouldn't be removable on a cheapish toy like this, but no, it's fully removable. And dare I say, I want to talk about this real quick, right? Before I do anything else. These peg holes here, right, as I was saying before, I thought that these were about the same size as a 5mm port on a Transformers Legacy figure. So what I wanted to do was grab a couple. I tested this out like the whole time I had this thing, trying to shove like Transformers guns in these holes. As dirty as that sounds after I say it. And only a couple worked, and the joke wouldn't have worked unless I was able to get like the bigger ones in there. But if you really want to try it and have like this Twilight Sparkle essentially be like a Zoid or something, and like, you want to send her to battle with like fucking Decepticons or like battle droids or whatever the fuck, you can give her weaponry like that. But I do gotta say though, this shit is very odd and funny, and I kind of like it. I think I may or may not keep this on her when I put this on, like, for display and whatnot. But either way, it's removable like so. And it's a bitch and a half to get back on. I had to take it off to clean it, and it's like that. But yeah, you flip a clip underneath there, yeah, and you just, oh crap. Yeah, so that's another feature. You can remove those, like, little regalia pieces. And that's supposed to flip up in the back, and you're just able to like take it off, but it's very finicky. It's so cheap. I'm gonna take it off camera real quick. Sorry about that. Might as well just remove these two just in case they don't fall on the floor. You can take the regalia off her hooves, and you can lose them and whatnot. There we go. The harness of death has been removed, and here is Twilight Sparkle without it. Already without it, she's very odd in terms of color. It's very pale in comparison to like the deepish purple that she is in the show. So, I don't know. It looks very oddly pink, and it looks worse on camera in my opinion too. The cutie mark's there only on one side, oddly. I don't know how true that is to like the show and whatnot. I believe it's on both sides, but I don't know. And her articulation is actually different, and this is honestly more in line with a lot of the figures from this line from what I can tell. So she's got knee joints here, and she does that, and her head, like everything else, can do up and down. She can head bump and whatnot. Though I don't think this Twilight Sparkle would head bump. She's too pissed off for that. She wants to kill this fucking changeling. She could already do that with. She doesn't even need the apparatus. She could already sort of do that without it and whatnot. So with the changeling, she can stand okay without her regalia. It's a little awkward to sort of like set up and whatnot. Like, she will lean a little bit because these knee joints are kind of weak. But honestly too, she also works better without the harness to stand up easier, and without the little fucking regalia pieces. God, I had to clean the amount of shit I had to clean. I had to clean the fucking foot pegs. They put foot pegs on these. You can put them on stands. I'm gonna do a quick test. I'm gonna put the regalia on, and we'll see how she stands like that without him and whatnot. I'm not finishing this like look at by putting that weird fucking battle harness back on. To be honest with you, I'll do the regalia just to see how she stands on her own without it. But I think it's a little bit worse than without the regalia and the battle harness. Yeah, it's a little awkward, and her wings just will not stay in one spot. I don't know, man. It's a funny little like funny toy. I am biased. I'm a brony. I'm fucking biased. I love this stupid thing. It's nice to get a little changeling figurine. You could probably like get better ones from like artist people online. I'm kind of looking into that for like some other businesses and whatnot, but I might be in the market for some of these figures in the future because it's actually that pretty decent. Like the posing, like I said, posing these guys a little bit awkward. Like I said, you probably need the help of a stand to like do like crazy shit, or hell, like, you know, like that, like dynamic poses of, you know, them trying to beat the shit out of each other and whatnot, or making them dance, or honestly, it kind of looks like they're either ballroom dancing or kissing, though. Twilight's a little bit pissed off. Dear Lord. Either way, odd fucking toy. Very odd toy. It's kind of nice to see, like, more molded action figure-y stuff like this, because I sort of prefer this to, like, the regular hair, or whatever the hell it is, the synthetic hair that they put on a lot of these MLP stuff. Just out of personal preference, I don't like dealing with that crap, and it gets a little humid here, and that shit gets very, like, muggy, and God forbid, this shit molded in the box, or, like, the fucking glue or something rotted. I'd hate for that hair to get, like, mold on it. That would have to be, like, cut and remove and all that crap. But I don't know how much this retailed for, like, in store and whatnot, so for what it is, it's a good play pattern toy, I guess. For $20, $20 is $20. Like, you can get 2 core class Transformers for $20, and a lot of them can be hit or miss. So you get 2 figures in a box. One has got one with worse articulation than the other. The paint's very weird and cheap, and there's, all right, that's another little thing. There's weird plastic sprue that, oh, God, it's cheap, but it's entertainingly so. So I can't really complain. This is way too late for this to complain about this stuff. These sold, and people who got them, or no, people who got them. They're not selling them anymore. So all I gotta say is maybe if Hasbro would do like a collector's edition of like MLP shit, where, you know, you get like characters and crap that are decent, that got maybe a little bit articulation, plastic hair, all that shit, maybe that would sell a bit. But, you know, don't make them as cheap as this. It's a good experiment. But as per what fucking Darth Sidious said to Count Dooku about the Bando Gora, the experiment has failed. And once again, this is not me being negative. This is me just really liking this stuff. I'm glad I can put a little changeling next to my chrysalis statue. And I don't know. The Twilight Sparkle's a nice bonus, I guess. I do gotta fix her though, and I gotta find like a better spot to like. I gotta find like a better when it's an odd way of sitting her up. Her tail is also articulated, but it barely works. Everything. All the, like, niche articulation barely works. Oh, I guess it's a good way to put it. The experiment failed. I like it. I'm biased. It's so bad, but it's so good in a hindsight sort of way. I might pick up more of these just because, but I don't know. The changelings have won. Oh, no. Alright. Thank you guys for checking this out. I'll catch everybody later. Peace.